Hey, 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 to our WTF Talks listeners. We are back for a new, fun, and personally, I think, a very special episode where we're chatting with some of the interns that we've had this semester. Poor Brandon, our only guy, and to date, we still haven't been able to show any of the men who have done internships with us is not here, but I am so thrilled to chat with each of these ladies and get to experience and understand a little bit about what they've been doing, what was good about the internship, what they learned, what was hard, and then any of the other questions that I have while we're chatting. But we are going to start today with Kady. Kady, can you do a little introduction for yourself and help tell the people a little bit about who you are?
Yes. So my name's Katie. I am a junior at the University of South Carolina. I'm studying public relations and minoring in retail. And I was the PR intern for the Better Together group this past semester.
Awesome. So what exactly does that entail? What kind of work were you working on for BTG?
So it was a bunch of different stuff. There was social media, there was newsletters, podcast editing, content calendars, everything, just all different types of aspects of PR and communications.
Very nice. Give me, so we're gonna go through everybody's rose and thorn. What was your rose from the internship?
My rose was just being able to get hands-on experience. This was my first internship, so I loved that I had the opportunity to try different things, and I really enjoyed that I was able to learn how to use different platforms. Like I've used Canva before, but not as much as I did. So now I feel more confident with using that. And Hootsuite was one that I really enjoyed because I learned the process of scheduling posts and it made it a lot easier. And then I think there was MailChimp for the newsletters.
Mhm.
So I feel more confident using websites and tools like those now that I could take into the future to make my work easier.
Love that. Which was your favorite? I am obsessed with Canva. I love it. What
Yeah,
was your favorite platform you got to use?
I love Canva. I mean, I've used it before, but like I said, Hootsuite I really liked because before this, I never knew how to schedule, so I would just be like posting things like for clubs that I do social media for at school. I'll just go in and I'll post it, and it won't be maybe at the time that I want to. So now like it also helps you out to show you what times are perfect and when it'll probably get the most traction. So I really liked using that.
It's really satisfying too. Like, I don't know
Hmm.
about you, but the first couple times I ever scheduled stuff and I saw them like back to back to back, it
Yeah.
was like,
Hmm.
oh, that's good. I also
Hmm.
just a organization geek though, so that's fun. But tell me, okay, what was your thorn? And it could be a thorn like, hey, this was bad. I learned that I didn't like doing this, and what a great experience to now know. It can also be like, this was just hard and I had to work through it. So however you want to interpret that.
Yeah. So I would say maybe it was, I really enjoyed writing the media pitches and researching and doing that, but I did find it to be hard to get responses. Um,
Hmm.
but I actually talked with Hannah the other day, and I learned that the shorter the better because to be honest, when I'm receiving an email, I don't want to read something that's super long. So I think I'll take that into account whenever I'm doing pitches in the future. Um, but yeah, just not getting like responses for the
Hmm.
amount of people that I reached out to wasn't the best, but I
Yeah.
got the experience of learning how to write them. So
And honestly, you got the experience of what the reality of PR communication is like. Like as unfortunate as it is that you don't get the responses that you want from that, I think that that's the reality of like how many you truly have to send out to get what you're
yeah.
wanting. And so, yeah,
Hmm.
unfortunate reality, but probably a pretty good experience. I love
Hmm.
that. And then would you recommend this internship to another person? Why or why not?
Yes, I would definitely recommend this. At first, like I came in nervous because like I said, I've never done an internship before, but um, I would say everybody that's part of Better Together group is awesome. Like I know it's a family business, but there's also other people that aren't part of the family, but even when I'm in the meetings, like everybody feels like a family. Like we have funny conversations. It's very comforting. But it's also very supportive and everybody wants everyone to do their best. And it just made me feel very comfortable. I would recommend it to anyone. Um, because there's just a big support. And I learned that I'm not afraid to ask questions because everybody gives great feedback. And um, when I started to feel more comfortable, I realized like everybody's just wants the best. So,
I love that. If you can walk away with anything, knowing that you're not scared to ask questions is a fantastic lesson to learn. That's awesome. It is a safe space. It's not always a safe space. You have to be careful where you're going, but I love that. That's a really great takeaway. And I said yesterday in a TikTok that I was recording, it's uncomfortable to ask for help. It's so awkward and I hate doing it, but I think it truly is the strongest thing a person can do is be like, hey, like I help me is so hard but so good. So love that. Love that. Is there what's next for you? You've got a semester and a year left. Am I right?
yes,
Okay.
I'm going into the second half of my junior year. So right now I'm just looking for summer internships, applying to those. So hopefully I can get one over the summer. Uh,
S- Speak it into existence. If someone's gonna see this, the
mhm.
perfect internship for you, the perfect next step, they're gonna reach out and be like, Kady, I need you this summer. What's it gonna be for?
Um, I'm like kind of looking in different areas. Like, I'm originally from New Jersey, so I have that option to go back home. And there's a lot of places in New York. Like, there's sports companies, there's media companies, um, beauty or just retail companies. That would be like the ideal. But if I could get into social media too, because I really enjoyed doing that during this internship, or just like a media company in general, not doing like in front of the camera social media work, but behind the scenes. That's also what I'm looking for. But then I also have the option to stay here because I have my apartment here in South Carolina. So there's local companies too that I also have the option for. Um,
Mhm.
so that's what I'll be looking for.
Nice. Something fun, something cool, something shiny. Well, if
Mhm.
someone from one of those industries is looking for somebody great, Kady is your gal this summer. But we will move on. Thank you so much for that information. I think that that's great and going to be some good information for someone else who's a potential intern thinking about coming in, about what it is. So, next up, I have Betanya. Do a little introduction for yourself. Where are you? What year are you in? What school are you at? What was your internship? Tell us a little.
Okay, so hi, I'm Betanya. I'm a sophomore at the University of Southern California. I'm currently a design major at the Roski School of Art and Design at USC. And this semester, I was the artist intern for Better Together. And what that entails is just I created all of the illustration pages for Hannah's book. So, yeah.
One of them. Tell them a little bit about it. Kind of like what you were drawing, what it looked like, how you were doing it. I don't know, whatever details. I don't know anything about art. All I get is beautiful photos and I get excited about them. But give them a little more info.
Okay, so this specific book is about, and Hannah, you can correct me, but
Hmm.
plant
Hmm.
factory manager. Yeah.
Hmm.
So like someone who works in a factory who's the manager of a plant. And this specific plant is one that creates crayons. So that was super fun. And I think that was like a really good target for kids as well. So the main character, Lucy, she's with her dad and she's like, oh, how does crayons work? Da, da, da. And they go in the Wonder Workshop, they have this fun adventure, and then they go through they get to the plant where her mom works as a plant manager, and she kind of takes her through how that process works. And I don't know, do I spoil?
You can spoil it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. They eventually turn into crayons. That's how they figure out how crayons are are made. And I think that's like a really good plot point, and it's really fun for kids. But yeah, I had a really a lot of fun making it and a lot of fun drawing it. I think it's something that like I definitely want to read. And I was going into it like I wanted to draw something like that was like visually interesting, like from my perspective, like as if I was a child that was gonna read it. Like I wanted to kind of do that, and like something that I also like considered was like it'd be kind of cool if it looked like it was like drawn with crayons. So like I was like in my Procreate looking at different like tools and stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun with it.
I love that. And they are so good. She has this one image that she's created of these candy corn rats that are crawling like through the what is it called? The vent system when they're like flying into the factory trying to get their way in. And yeah, you took some really fun and cool creative ways towards the project. So I'm really excited to get that out for everybody. But what was your rose of the internship?
Well, I think the obvious one is that like I get to create a book.
Hmm.
I get to illustrate a book, and like the thought of having like the book when it's done in my hand and like looking at my own illustrations is something that's like I think like little me who loves art was like it was like really excited about. Um,
Hmm.
and I think another thing is that since I am a design major, I think my brain is just like really focused on that. But this internship gave me like kind of like a lightheartedness, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, cause like my
Hmm.
background is more in fine arts, so like having that creative freedom to like kind of just be free and like create like traditional art was something that I was really excited about and really had fun doing.
Nice. I love that. Then on the flip side, your thorn, what would be the most challenging or hardest part of it?
Um, it's not like necessarily challenging. It was actually really easy, but I think something that I would have wanted was to like work with more people and get more people's insight and like more people's thoughts as I was creating the illustrations, because it was really just me like one on one with me and Hannah, and like she did offer that I could like join their morning meetings on Wednesdays, but because I'm on the West Coast it is a little early.
Yeah, gross. 5:30 your time is not the ideal time to be meeting with a team full of humans. So no, I am so glad that we have the other option to do some short, quick meetings. But I think that yeah would have been challenging for you regardless of if you came into those morning meetings. It would have given you the exposure to additional people and kind of just like casual conversations, but it wouldn't have been the feedback on the artwork that you're looking for. So if you've got a team and all the insight and you're looking for an awesome illustrator, Betanya is your gal. But yeah, I think that that's certainly fair. And you told me, I think it's so funny. I'll hold this and like think about this for a long time. But you told me like halfway through the semester, you're like, I need more feedback from you. Like you're not giving me enough criticism. Like give me more. Which I thought was so funny because at the start I was like, I don't want to step on your like artistic creative juices. Like these are the visions. Do with them what you will. So I think that that's funny. But based on the internship, would you recommend it to somebody else if you were if you had like a I don't know. So I was gonna say if you had like a younger sibling, would you be like, this is for you, you got to do it? But it's the same question.
Yeah, of course I would. I think especially to artists who are looking into this type of illustration, this is something that's like perfect for them, especially starting out. I think something that like I can relate to this too, like something that might worry someone coming into it is that like, there are like people want like credit for their work, people want like money for what the work they do and stuff like that, but like I think this is a great opportunity, especially if you've never done something like this before. And I think even for designers, like I think having something like this, like especially if you have an art background like me, like having kind of like training like my artistic brain in this way is something that I can bring into my design side as well. And like illustration can also be a big part of design in different ways. And like that's something I can bring into my designs in the future. So I think this is something that's like can open a lot of doors for someone.
Yeah. Awesome. And then let's try and open some doors for you. In a perfect world, when you graduate, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? If someone's listening to this and they're like, I need that person, what are they reaching out to you for?
Right now, I think my biggest thing, since I am studying design, is graphic design and more, and also UX and UI design. I am going to take a minor in web development as well. So kind of web design, UX, UI design, and also graphic design is something that I'm really passionate about, as well as brand identity and kind of just like making a company look better visually, and like kind of something that I'm really passionate about is just like using visual storytelling to like get a brand's like point across and like make them really attractive. But yeah.
Love that. Love that. I also love the reminder to tell Sydney, who I haven't told yet, she has a special project for the last 1 hour of her week next week, which is to work with you looking at the websites and go through it to try and figure out some potential additional things that we can do to make it better. So if you're listening to this and you're like, "Oh, maybe I want to do an internship. I don't know if I'm going to get everything I want." My goal is to give you everything that you want. Can't always, but where we can move stuff around, that is good. So thanks for that reminder. Hey, Sydney, you've got a fun project. But that's awesome. I love that. Some web design. If there's anybody out there who is like, hey, need my web designed, whether it's a fun small project that you could come on and just help them for a couple hours or a career to bring you into post grad, that would be great. But thank you for all of that. What's your one piece of advice? I didn't ask you this, Kady. I forgot to. But what's your one piece of advice to an intern if they're going to come into the program? What would you say?
I think this goes for like any type of internship. It's like kind of be open. Like I feel like something that like really hurts interns is like not being able to take criticism or feedback, but like
Mm,
internships is really where we learn, and like that's something that I always go into. So that's kind of like why I asked for more feedback. So
hmm
I think being open and like really receiving feedback and being open to receiving and like asking for more even is like really how we can grow, because like this is the time that we're going to be learning, you know. But yeah.
Love that. Love that. Ask for more feedback. Keep getting it. Don't get hurt by it. Just understand that it's there to help you and push you forward. That's great. Kady, I'll loop back to you. Do you have a tip that you want to give out to anybody, to a new intern that would be starting?
I was gonna say like something similar to Betanya, but I feel like also come with ideas and like push yourself. So
Mm,
like if you don't like the work or like you like the work, but like always push yourself to do better. Um, and when you push yourself, like you'll come up with ideas that you never thought that you would have before. So
I love
I
that.
think that's a good piece of
I love
advice.
I love that. And actually bring them to the table. I think that's something that interns forget all the time is that your voice is just as important as everybody else who is here. And you might not always get the same amount of talk time or the same amount of whatever that looks like, but outsiders have fantastic ideas. So if you're not bringing them up, bring them up. And if you're in a place that's telling you not to bring them up, go find somewhere different. Okay. Who is next? We got Elena. Introduce yourself. Where are you from? What internship are you doing? Give us a little background.
Hello, my name is Lena, and I'm from Serbia. And well, I am intern illustrator in Better Together group, and I create a book about forklift operator.
Hmm. Yeah, wait, I think I have, well, while you're talking, while you're sitting here, I have the horrible scratch drawings that I provide our amazing illustrators. And then they take them and they make them beautiful. But you're taking this and you're making it something very cool. But that you also did an internship kind of at the beginning. You're nearly doing two. One first semester helping create some pitch artwork that's gone out to a bunch of clients, and then you're coming back next semester and you're finishing the forklift illustration books.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. So give me your Rose. What was your favorite part of the internship?
Mm. Well, first of all, it is a great opportunity for me, and I can create my picture for someone who can use it for something good and for learning children and well it's it's a very big good example. Well, um, I think I like ours meetings every weekend, every week. Sorry, and I can improve my English and communication with people from another country, and it's awesome. Thank you for this opportunity too.
I'm surprised that your favorite thing was the Friday meetings because this amazing human was logging on at Fridays at 5 p.m. for this
Yeah.
meeting. Betanya, on the other side, had to come in at 8 a.m. So we were making it work across the world, but that's awesome. That's something at Friday at 5 became your favorite thing. What was, and I can guess what the hardest thing was. Also, how long have you been speaking English? When did you start?
Actually, 2 years ago, I
Okay.
not high level English, but I still learning it and I
Mhm.
still practice.
You're making it work. It's
Yeah.
very impressive, your desire to show up and try hard every single day to push past that insane block. But what was, language aside, the hardest part or thorn for you from the internship?
Um, Sometimes I felt art block because mm, I little overestimate my time and push myself and sometimes I ask myself what I am doing, why I try to do something faster, and it's made me upset a little bit, but I make myself a little time. I do some another stuff, and after that, I came back to my work and to continue it.
I love that. I love that. Some artistic block, but that the space or separation or a rest made it easier when you came back. Based on that, what would you say to somebody who's trying to make their passion their career? Do you have any advice for that person around creating some mental separation? Like how you found that time? How did you do that to help yourself? Do you have a piece of advice about that?
Actually, you need to do nothing first of all,
Okay.
because yeah, you need not all day, but maybe some 50 minutes or just watch on the wall and do nothing and think absolutely nothing. It seems like yoga. I
Mhm.
think. Well, it's it's actually work because your brain want to learning something and want to do something, and when you to do something nothing to do and you want it after 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm,
It's my opinion, actually.
I love it. I love it. And then I'd love for you to share the story about how you found Better Together Group. Because it wasn't like all these guys or all these gals found us on Handshake, which is where a ton of interns are finding stuff. But how did you do it? Like you did something so crazy and out of this world.
Yeah, well, I browsed in LinkedIn and found your comment or post. I don't remember actually, but I thought, why not? Why I can try it, and I sent you a message and ask you if I can. Dump in your internship. Why not? If you say me no, why not to try?
Yeah, I love that. Shoot your shot if you can. So good. All right, Sydney, we'll round us off and finish us out and do a little introduction for yourself.
Okay, I'm Sydney. I'm a senior at the University of South Carolina, and I'm a public relations major, and I also have a minor in sports and entertainment management. And this semester, I was working for Wonder Workshop as their public relations intern, and I did a little bit of everything. I did some social media, I did a bunch of public relations stuff, so I kind of got experience with everything.
Absolutely. Before I forget, want to keep coming back to that. But first, Elena, if you could get a dream job coming out of this, what is that? Everybody else has done theirs. Speak it into existence. If someone's going to reach out to you for a job, what's the perfect job for you right now?
Me? Um, when I was child, I dreamed about biologist. I want to discover a butterfly, and I still want it because it's my child miracle, and I still want it to just to watch for them and watch their life. And it's a silly dream, but I want to still work with butterfly. I don't know.
I love that. And that's a prime example as to why the Wonder Shop books are so important because those dreams that we have as kids live with us forever. And so even when it feels silly to do that, it's not always. But thank you. Okay. Sorry, Sydney. I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget that. My apologies. So you're a senior about to graduate, one semester left. That's crazy. Tell us a little bit about your time with the internship. The three of you were kind of the first Wonder Workshop interns. But I feel like being a PR Wonder Workshop intern is a little different because you were really getting your hands involved in so many different things and encouraging me and pushing me to do some things that I didn't even want to do. But talk to me a little bit about what it was like to come into a newer kind of brand and what it was like to help bring that to life a little bit.
Yeah, so in my classes that I've taken here, we've kind of done like a similar thing where we make up like brands and then we try to like get it going off the ground. So to be able to come in here and take what I've learned in my classes and apply them to real life and to a real brand, it was super fun and kind of exciting to do. And I learned a lot, and especially on the social media side, because there was no social media for Wonder Workshop yet. So we got that up and going, and I've never worked with social media before, but I've always had an interest. So that was super fun to like get off the ground and to pitch some of my ideas. And me and Hannah, we would bounce back and forth like what the vision was and what we needed to do. So that was super cool.
Yeah, she tied me to my desk and made me sit down and start the Instagram and the TikTok and told me I wasn't allowed to leave or do anything. No, she didn't. But she did really heavily encourage me to do that. And something I did not want to do, but has been really beneficial. So thank you for that. But what was your rose of the internship? What was your favorite thing?
My favorite thing was probably all the different email pitches that I did. I really enjoyed writing them. And kind of what Katie said before, like I learned like over time, like especially after talking to Hannah, like the shorter the better. So the fact that I even got to go back and revise them and then keep trying to do it that way, that was my favorite part. And I also have to give a shout out to the morning meetings where I would just laugh and start my day with a good laugh from Dave. So
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Being short-winded, not my strong suit, but I'm good at helping tell other people that it's important. But that's awesome. And what about on the flip side? What was the thorn? It's interesting to me that your rose was Katie's thorn. I love that like every person is just so different and we all take different things out of it. But what was your thorn?
my thorn was probably like similar to Katie, like the response rate
Okay.
on all the email pitches and trying to reach out to people because some people just don't want to talk or connect or anything. And it's sad, but that's the reality. So like learning to pivot from that and figuring out other ways to try to connect with people and get them interested in Wonder Workshop. That was probably my thorn and probably just like balancing with schoolwork and everything like that.
Mm. Okay, then in that vein, do you have a tip for someone who's just about to take on their first internship and has also got a really heavy workload? How did you learn to balance those things?
The so the first month I was like, whoa, this is so overwhelming. I don't know if I can keep up, but really what I did, I have like a planner and I wrote everything down that I have to do for the entire semester. I have in one big planner. And that just time management is very important. And that's kind of how I learned to balance everything is that from this time to this time, I'm going to be working on this for the Wonder Workshop. Then maybe I'll take a 10-minute break. Then the next thing, I'm going to study for an exam. And just a plan out of what I have to do, that really helped me.
Nice. Very good. Love it. Did you have any other tips specifically for somebody else that come to the top of your mind? If not, that's a really good one.
Um,
No?
I don't.
That's okay. That's okay. So open the same door for yourself that everybody else has. Tell the people you are about to graduate, like one semester left, and coming out into the working world. If you could have a dream job, where's it going to be? What's it going to look like? How can someone snap you up?
My ultimate dream job is to be in New York City working for a major sports team. So the Yankees, Rangers, Islanders, Mets, anything in the New York sports realm as a public relations like manager, something, or even a social media content creator for the teams, just more behind the scenes. That would be my dream.
That's awesome. Well, that meeting this afternoon, ironically, is with the current president of the New York NFL Alumni Chamber. So you'll be on that call, and you never know. Maybe we can see if we can snap you up something cool there. Because there's always something new and ridiculous happening at Better Together Group and the Wonder Workshop. So we will wrap it there. Thank you. The four of you have done incredible work this semester. And I wouldn't have been able to do, like, truly would not have been able to do what I've been able to do this semester without all four of you. Like, two illustrations, two books being done, social platforms up and running on both sites. You guys have been able to help us move mountains. So thank you for all the work that you've done. We're so excited to see what is next for you and all of the fun stuff ahead. But if you're debating doing an internship and you want to reach out to BTG, do it. We've got four stellar people. Wait, Sydney, I didn't ask you. Would you recommend? Do or don't do? Yay or nay?
I would definitely recommend. Everyone was
Or
super, super kind, very funny group. I would recommend.
Good. Love that. Well, then, for stellar recommendations from different interns who've just finished their stuff out, I'm going to have each of you give me a little blurb about yourself so that when we post it, we can point people back to you to actually connect with you if they've got a job that's available. But in the meantime, it's another good episode with WTF Talks. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see all of you very soon.